You know what I've noticed? People stop dreaming the moment that they hit a wall. It's like failure flips a switch in your brain, and suddenly the future gets smaller and smaller. I know because I've been there. So let me tell you about the time my dreams shriveled into nothing in the moment that everything changed. So it was 2017, and I was going through one of those rough patches, the kind that nothing's working, you feel stuck, and even making a cup of coffee feels like a win. So I'm sitting in this tiny office I rented, which, let's be real, was less of an office and more of a storage closet with a desk. And I'm staring at a whiteboard with a million arrows and circles on it, trying to map out my next big move. Except nothing. I mean, the only thing I was producing at the moment was anxiety. At some point, I just gave up. I threw the marker across the room, and it bounced off a box of printed printer paper, and it was very dramatic. And I said out loud, "This is it. I'm done." Now, here's the funny part. Right as I'm wallowing in my doneness, the janitor walks in. This guy is pushing a mop, and he just looks at me, then at my whiteboard of disaster, and he says, "You might want to stop thinking so hard and start dreaming a little bit bigger." And I laughed out loud, but he didn't laugh back. He just nodded and said, "I'm serious," and then he walked off. At first I thought, well, that's some unsolicited wisdom that I did not ask for, but the more I sat with it, the more I realized that he was right. I stopped dreaming. All I could see was my failure, and it had shrunk my vision down to nothing. And that's the thing. Failure doesn't just knock you down, it steals your imagination. It convinces you that survival is the best you can hope for. But dreaming is what keeps you moving forward. Now, here's what I learned. If you're not dreaming, you're dying. And if your dreams don't scare you, then you're just playing too small. Now, I didn't rebuild my life by doubling down on what wasn't working. I rebuilt it by dreaming bigger than my circumstances. I stopped focusing on what I'd lost and started asking, what's next? What's possible? And that changed everything. So fast forward to today, if you told me in 2017 that I'd be coaching Fortune 500 execs, running 3 companies, and living a life that feels like it actually fits my calling, I'd laugh in your face. But here's the thing, none of this happened by accident. It happened because I made a choice to dream again and to dream bigger than I thought I deserved. And you know what I've realized? You're capable of way more than you think. You just need to have the guts to imagine it. So here's my challenge for you. Stop letting your circumstances define you. Start dreaming again. Dream bigger than you think that you deserve, because I promise you're built for more. And if you're not sure where to start, let's talk. I'll buy the coffee. Let's figure out what your bigger dream looks like together. Oh, and by the way, go read the blog. It's packed with stories and insights about why dreaming is the most important tool in your leadership toolbox. Let's make this happen.